Ibadan said that the decentralizing of minimum wage negotiations would put workers in some states of disadvantage. Now, the report said some politicians had recently called for decentralized minimum wage negotiations. Now, one of them, who is Dr. Kayode Fayemi, he stressed the need for allowing states to conduct wage negotiations with their labor unions separate from that of the federal government. And remember, we talked about how the local government association of local governments chairman or what have you talked about how 65,000 was going to be too much for them to pay, because them as a state, they probably do not generate that much money to be able to give 62,000 naira as minimum wage. And then from there, some of the politicians called for a separate negotiation. So NLC in Kogi State, NLC in Oyo State, NLC in Lagos State, they would all negotiate based on their local government, and it's not a general thing. Now, the NLC has come out to say we don't agree to that negotiations. First of all, the former governor of Ekiti State said that the position of Nigerian Governors Forum, of which he was once the chairman, was that states should be allowed to have negotiations with their labor unions because all fingers are not equal. And that is one of the thing. That's one of the conversations that we had here last week, because different states will be made to pay the 62,000 naira minimum wage, and according to them, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the state's finances, which will in turn on the local government's finances, which will in turn affect the state's government, and then they'll run back to the federal government again. So he was explaining about the implications of centralized, where the federal government gets to do the negotiation, and he said that only a small percentage of the population benefits directly from wage negotiations. Now, the Oyo State's NLC chairman, he frowned at decentralizing minimum wage negotiations, and he says it is not ideal for a country. Now, he noted that some states in the country had not yet fully implemented the old 30,000 naira minimum wage, despite the efforts put in place by the NLC at the national and the state level. Now, states like Edo, Obaseki is already paying about 70,000 naira to his to people of his state, the workers in his state, the labor force in his state, 70,000 naira as minimum wage. Other states are still struggling with 30,000 naira. Now, he says, besides, the labor leader said that some governors would abuse the privilege if they are allowed to negotiate minimum wage with their state's workforce. Now, the fact remains that the law binds states to pay national minimum wage. That is what the law states, and it's expected that the federal government will continue to set the minimum wage. If not, some governors will continue to do as they like. This is according to him. Now, he says some governors will bastardize the agreement if we allow it, and junior workers will continue to earn nothing worthwhile, which, if you ask me, I think it's a very valid concern. Very valid concern. Some people will just settle for, okay, we are not able to pay and we'll pay whatever we have, even though they can do better. One thing I generally agreed with, centralizing negotiations of the minimum wage is every state, the federal government will negotiate. Now, every state will be forced to go back to their state and then look inwards at what they can produce, prune the state, prune the economics of the state, what they can produce, what they can contribute to the state government, right? So if we decentralize it, we might be, allowing for negligence. We might be allowing total dependence of the local government to the state government. I remember last week we were talking about autonomy of the state or the local government, so that they would be able to function without the state government. Let's know what your thoughts are about this conversation. Now, second on the list will be the news that 50 reps write to Tinubu to plead for Nnamdi Kanu's release. And when I saw that, I'm like, okay, finally, because whenever we have the conversation of Nnamdi Kanu here on radio, a couple of us will call and say, elder statesmen ought to have, approached the president and asked for plea for this person, or a pardon, how it's being called. But now about 50 members of the House of Representatives spread across 6 geopolitical zones of the country under the aegis of the concerned federal lawmakers for peace and security in the southeast appeal to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to invoke Section 174 of the Constitution of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, and Section 107 subsection 1 of the Administration of Criminal Justice to release the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, from the custody of the Department of State Services. Now, the lawmakers elected on the platform of different political parties in a letter addressed to President Tinubu. It was on the 19th of June. They urged the first citizen to commence a peace move to address the insecurity in the southeast. And according to them, one of the ways to address that is to release Nnamdi Kanu. Now, a couple of people, what I like about the entire thing that played out here in the reps is the unity of their voice. Because it is not just one political, this time around it's not just the Igbos playing for Nnamdi Kanu, it's not just the Hausas playing for Nnamdi Kanu. We saw diverse people from the 6 geopolitical zones come out in that letter to plead to the president for pardon. Well, I don't know what it's going to be, and I don't know what the fate of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, is going to be, but we're waiting to see what the president decides eventually. Now, some parts of, I might not be able to read all the parts of the letter, but according to them, they say, we collectively believe this is long overdue and it will be instrumental in opening the door for much needed conversations surrounding peace, reformation and inclusivity, as well as addressing the issues that led to the agitations, especially at this time when Nigeria is going through several constitutional reforms. So according to them, we believe this will help to dismantle the apparatus of violence and restiveness and has plagued the region, allowing for a focus on economic growth and development as well. These are the basic stories we'll be talking about on the General Open Banters, and the phone lines are rolled out right about now on 090-7353-0044 or 090-8766-8888. You can leave us a message on WhatsApp letting us know what your thoughts are on 090-9705-44 and 50. Hello, good morning to you.
What are the crimes of Nnamdi Kanu? It's Obasanjo calling from Amali, Niger State.
All right.
What are the crimes?
I'm sure it's made public. I'm sure it's made public. The allegations against him are very public.
Some people have been making all these things in Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu has not stolen anything. Why he should be detained? Some people have been packing billions of naira, billions of dollars, not even naira, billions. They don't jail them. They allow them freely walking out. Political will, talking. Nnamdi Kanu has been there. I don't blame the president, or I don't blame the Buhari who arrested him. I blame the leaders of the southeast. That is why we do talk. Political will, they don't have it. Everybody has it. You want to carry it to your house. When Dave Umahi was friends to former president Buhari, what does he do to release Nnamdi Kanu? It's the political will. Why? Because they see Nnamdi Kanu has taken advantage of them. All of them. They don't want him to come back. They want to kill him in the custody.
All right. You can't make such allegations because you know nothing about that. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Martha.
Yes, welcome and thanks for joining us on the show.
My name is Salasi.
All right. Good morning, Salasi. It's good to have you.
They were charging Nnamdi Kanu for treason.
Of course.
And now the same charge, you understand that these guys have been released. Just like what Obasanjo from Amale said, the Southeast people are not in kind of cooperating. They are talking of political will. Yes, he made mention of David Umahi. He was a close ally to the former president. Now, if I'm expecting the people from the Southeast to come out and to come to the president, to be president, to say this is what is. In fact, the way I'm seeing the Southeast Nnamdi Kanu as a threat, as he will have more than them. This is why they keep mute in this aspect. And I want to commend our lawmakers. If we can have repented bandits, if government can repent, we have repented Boko Haram, bringing him back to society. Why can't they give Kanu the second chance and say this is lay rules and regulations, lay some conditions, and say we don't want to. Even there was a time he was kind of speaking from the court that if he's out, you won't hear any pain because some people are taking advantage. It's not supposed to be so. I hope the political will work. Thank you, Martha.
Thank you so much, Salasi. Thank you for that contribution. Right there. Let's keep it moving. Hello, good morning to you.
Bye, Martha.
Good morning, BB Blessing.
My beautiful Martha, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
anything that matter for us, matter for Nigeria. My name na Bibi Bresa, this is a man of marketing and this select. You see what we are talking about? Our people, this our government, who be the government says, they don't have interest of this Nigerian mind, especially the poor masses. They say they cannot fit pay minimum wage. But if they want to try go outside country now where they will waste money, they get money to pay. Even though they want to pay for their children 5 years coming for school, they get money to pay. But then when they know they do, they go work at all. They pay them. Who they pay them? Not be the same government, they pay them. Eh? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Bibi Blessing. Go.
They say they not fit pay their workers. And their workers, they are working every day, using their own pocketing money to pay transport. They not even see. I even say, make them not even pay at all. Now we tell our president, may it be for a call down for Nigeria. Everything will be okay. I'm telling you the truth. Now that what they will take over our Nigeria, may they be our for a call down.
Okay.
The subsidy is gone. Money where they don't recover. Let them let Nigeria know what they take as they do for common man. They are hitting this money for their children, not for our children. They know they use this money to build the road for Nigeria. They are using the money go and bet another business for another country where it already developed. What we do for our Nigeria? What we do? What our government? What our poor people do there?
Thank you for your contribution. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Martha. This is Alami from Central Area.
All right, Alami, good to have you.
On Nnamdi Kanu, for obvious reasons, I have, tried as much as possible to, not to speak on it for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And by virtue of where I'm from, by the special grace of God, my wife is from Buji community in Uchiozo local government area of the Enugu state. And I directly was a victim of Nnamdi Kanu's atrocity. I have to relocate my mother-in-law from Buji to Ajokuta in Kogi state for about 14 months, sometimes in 2021 up until early 2023. And so yes, it is good to judge war rather than to war. And at the same time, you have to explore political solutions on issues like that. But if I have the president, yes, I do not think releasing Kanu would be the solution. Okay. Because Nnamdi Kanu is the genesis of the killing that is happening in the north.
Remember, Alamin, you have to be careful with your utterances because he hasn't been proven. It's still in court and they're still dragging this as to whether or not.
The Nigerian Constitution in 2017,
they are still.
IPOB is proscribed as a terrorist organization.
So yes? it will be beneficial for you to say alleged.
No, I'm speaking based on our constitution. It was gazetted in our law and proscribed IPOB as a terrorist organization, and Kanu as the leader is a terrorist as we speak now by the Nigerian law. So if we are going to be advocating for him to be released, then we should also be advocating for the Boko Haram, the bandits to also be released. That has been my position and it will not change. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Alaming, for that contribution. Now, I would love us it's a sensitive topic, and that's why I encourage us to use that as much as possible if we want to keep having the conversation here on radio, of course. But as far as I'm concerned, as of now, there's still lots of alleged things, and that's why they're still in court, and that's why, he's still in detention, being dragged back and forth. So let's hear you. Hello, good morning to you.
Mata.
Good morning, Elder.
Good morning, Elder.
Yes, it's good to have you join us.
And the guy to select Abubakar and the other. We talked about Kanu. Kanu releasing now is better than delaying that case. If every that guy dying in detention there, it cause more problem. You see, a treason, he came a terrorist group, and then now he's freedom. I don't see the reason why we can't release the Kanu.
But Elder, hold on, Elder. But we're still the same people who kick against releasing.
You see that man now, Samuel Etta. You have used Kanu name and declared Nigeria. The Kanu came last time and declared that what that man is doing is not real name. They have used this man's name. I'm not a supporter of Kanu, but I'm a senior citizen.
All right.
We like to follow the right thing.
Okay.
If the political solution it can solve the problem, release him. Let us see how we are going to manage the spirit affair in the East. There are still many of my soldiers, there are still many of my police there. But if the releasing of Kanu can solve the problem, then they are releasing. We have nothing to gain, more than to detain him there. And then if that man died there, it's going to cause more problems. If we are appealing to the president of the Nigeria, let me release him and see whether the problem is going to solve. And then get to Ekwa, get someone Ekwa by all means into the cage. Very simple. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Elder, for that contribution. Let's keep it coming. A few more minutes until we wrap it up here. Hello, good morning to you.
Is that because I use the word killing?
You can't say what you haven't verified. That's my issue with you, Obasanjo. If you're going to make claims or allegations, you have to make sure that they're verified. You don't want to put out things that are not true or not verified on this platform, because we will not allow it.
Thank you. You know you're a princess. I don't need to argue with you. I loved all the conversation, and I don't want to have any issue with you. But politically, what we are seeing in Nnamdi judging, do you know how many people have been killed in Southeast? During that time when the army, they all armor, plenty of armor. They went to the Nnamdi Kanu residence. The armor that we are crying, I am crying in my village. Let the soldiers come to our communities. Zumbi, they should come, those armor that went to Abia State. They should come to Niger. Nnamdi Kanu seeking for what? A referendum. Okay, if it cannot be granted, okay, if it was causing the violence over there, you can see their type. Alami was talking about that he has been declared terrorist. Okay, let me tell you, I don't want to have issue with my princess. God bless Nigeria. But the political will in the Southeast, I am still questioning them. That is why I do call. If I call, I will question them. There is some enemies of. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Obasanjo. Thank you for keeping it short. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Madam Speaker.
Good morning to you, Olajide.
Thank you, Dr. Olajide from Wuse.
Good to have you join us.
On this issue of Nnamdi Kanu release, the opinion leaders from the National Assembly across the geopolitical zones written to Mr. President, seeking him to pardon him. Madam Speaker, it's like you want to treat a problem from the top instead of from the root.
Okay.
I'll continue to advocate it here. The reason Nnamdi Kanu is not the issue. The issue is that the agitation, the place stop and drop it, that is the issue in contention. Don't forget, Nnamdi Kanu, this is what happened that former President Buhari released him from custody that time. And their rules and engagement was told. Don't get red, don't move out, don't do this. It violated all. That was why you see Ali moving. Before you know, he ran away. Having run away, he continued to constitute problem to people at home and to the nation. The son was finally gotten into custody. Now, how do we solve this problem? Those people that wrote letter, they should have found a way to reach out to the Southeast people, these agitators at home, the foot soldiers. How are you going people to stop this Monday sit at home? Whereby an entire region sat at home, businesses, everything will be shut down. How will they stop that one first? Let's see. Listen from their action, before we make government say, okay, these people, the way they are doing, it's like they are ready to settle. The sit at home is still ongoing. The killing, the government is still ongoing there. And you expect when this man is released, there won't be another provocation there. Let them settle down first. Let's see this problem that is ongoing there, especially this sit at home every Monday. Because I've not seen that it at home, what will stop it, even if the Kanu is released. There's another person outside the country instigating them that they should continue. How do we resolve that one? You that you have the load on your head, if you don't know how to put it down, it will be difficult for people to help you to put it down from your head. That is why we will call on opinion leaders at home, the religious leaders, the political leaders, the royal fathers there. Let them talk to people. Who are those people enforcing that sit at home on Mondays? Who are those people? Who are those people? Who are those people that will have them? You should not read personal item in school. If they say all banks everything, who are those enforcing it? We should reach out to them and talk to them that they should embrace this faith. I think we can enjoy that one under 2-3 weeks. Then we can know the way forward. Whether it's terrorism or not, it's not even the issue. Whether they are surrendered or not, it's not the issue. All of us, we are looking for peace and we are looking for a way to solve it. The problem on ground, they are the one to sort it first. That okay, we want this man to be released. Then what is causing it? This sit at home, don't go here, don't go there. We have put an end to it and let's see it. Then we can move forward. God bless Nigeria. God bless EGFN.
Thank you so much, Olajide, for that contribution. Let's keep it coming through. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Mata.
Yes, welcome and thanks for joining us on the show this morning.
Yes. My name is Gidi. Thank you for giving me this platform to have robust, intelligent, and assured discussion.
Thank you.
Number one, issue of minimum wages. Just like the former governor of Ekiti said, the law is just there on paper. Each state has been paying what's affordable and what is payable.
Mm-hmm.
It's just asking for it to replace that. Instead of saying national minimum wages, let's put national payable and affordable wages. Imagine a state paying 24,000 naira, 18,000 naira. This law has been signed since 2019. That they obeying the law. But I'm saying the law has just been there on paper. The state has been paying what affordable. Local government are going to pay 8,000 naira to teachers, 10,000.
Yeah.
So that it just saying the obvious that look, let's not deceive ourselves. Let's put it in black and white. Instead of hiding behind a one finger, that national minimum wages will spend billions of naira at the end of the day. Say go and pay what they are owed. It's a waste of money and waste of time. It's a federation. Let each state and each government pay according to it. Like now, if I'm a governor, I won't pay a civil servant what Lagos State will pay. Because accommodation and transport in Lagos is different from Kampala.
Okay,
it's different from Taraba.
Exactly. So
I want me to pay the same amount that Lagos State will pay if I'm the governor of Kampala.
So
Sokoto, I've been to those places.
Sorry, GB. So
Yes.
you're saying every state should pay based on the revenue that they generate?
Yes, now it's affordable and payable. That's what I'm saying, and I've been doing that.
But don't you think this will cause some level of redundancy? It will discourage productivity in the state. Don't you think so?
Discourage what productivity?
Productivity, yes. Because some states have.
Let me tell you something.
Okay, let's go on.
Let me tell you something. In reality, let's not play politics here.
Okay.
When the state generates money, if I have a state to generate money to pay what Lagos State will pay your 64, and that state will pay only civil servant with his income, are you not even killing the state itself? Let me tell you, you can't have productivity when there's no infrastructure, when there's no health, when there's no good road, when there's no industry are being attracted. Because industry that will come out in your state will look at how will I assess my location. How am I secure that I have a business here? So the state need money for infrastructure and for other things like to pay salary, don't pay salary, and at the end of the day you cannot generate the need to pay salary. I'm telling you today, I've been to Kebbi State, the city, I think houses to Secretariat. Because very close, the trek from the houses to Secretariat, the highest you want at that time, they pay a 50 naira machine that will carry them. That is the longest, I mean the farthest from the place. Now you want that state now pay the same amount Lagos State is paying, where civil servants in Lagos will spend 1,000 naira to go to work and come back. When they rent in Lagos, 2-bedroom flat at $1 million naira, and in Kebbi State, those states, 2-bedroom flat, they are even begging to come and collect room for free.
There are many rooms there. The big men have had, they put the houses in there. Nobody is living there. If you still want to rent the house, just occupy it and the cleaning environment for me. That's the reality. Let's remove police from all these things.
All right.
The state cannot pay the same thing because of these factors.
Okay.
So let the state negotiate with the civil servant what is affordable and what is payable.
All right.
If not, if you force them, there will be downsizing. There will be that you call redundancy. Let me tell you something. It doesn't happen in civil service because they don't want to ignite the fire. Because if today the city say they want to sack people, the same labor will go on the street and say don't sack. Okay. How will they pay salary and not be able to survive? If they tell them to pay that salary, you will see lots of retention, lots of downsizing.
All right.
And see, it's not increasing productivity. So
Thank
me,
you.
I'm for it. Let the pay what it can afford.
Decentralization of
Yes.
labor negotiations. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, GB, for that contribution there. But yes, it is what it is. Your contributions coming in, I really appreciate that. Let me hear you. 09073530044. Now this one is from UD. He says, "Good morning, UD. This is no. Okay, he has deleted the message. Anyways, let's keep it coming through. Let me hear you. Hello, good morning to you.
Mata.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mata. This is Paul from Karo.
Paul, wait first. Thank you. It's another Ike market day to have you on radio. It's good to have you, Paul.
Yes, Mata. You see, that's the simple question I want to ask about this minimum wage.
Okay.
We are not following our life KB. Even though I was in KB.
Okay.
This time I don't know when we went to KB last.
No.
Look, people are suffering. Let's generalize this thing. People are, so whether you are in KB, you are this, you are this. The question is, before these negotiations, when the subsidy was removed and the subvention, remember there's an idea and there's subvention for the state. When this subvention was increased from the removal of subsidy, what were they doing? If you go to some states, they still remain the same. No infrastructure, nothing. You see, we have to be very careful here. Sometimes when these things are beginning to come up, government will start threatening about downsizing. What has happened with all the increase in all these things? Look, if you don't want to increase salary, like what one of the scholars said, improve on the infrastructure. David Blessing said, let there be fuel. Let there be light. Just we are part of the negotiation about this it's part of the things that they put up in removing the subsidy. That is, they remove subsidy. Remember, there was time they said they were going to improve on our transportation, they are going to do this. They release on this thing and they bought cars and so. What is happening? What has not happened? My second point is on the Nnamdi Kanu thing.
Okay.
Look, honestly, either we like it or not, Nnamdi Kanu is being detained just on political pride. Just based on political pride on the side of the government. But on the other way around, I wished the people from the southwest, people like Simon Ekpa, ESN and some of them, I wish they never took arms, and some of those people never took arms to start perpetrating the kind of things they are perpetrating. Whatever they did, they were still aggravating on the detention of this Nnamdi Kanu. You are crippling the economy of the zone because they are fighting for Nnamdi Kanu. Meanwhile, there are so many avenues for the federal government, for the people of Southeast and even the legislature especially would have gone to liaise or to dialogue with the government. Nnamdi Kanu would have been released by now. Look at it. The Igboho is working free now because he was released. This man from the Mieti Allah is working free. Some of these Boko Haram terrorists that have repented, in fact, they are still repenting and they are still being released tomorrow. So let's look at this thing critically. The one of the Mieti Allah, the man even launched a platform, he even launched an organization. If you look at that day that he did the launch, there were police there. There were army there. At the end of the day, where are those people? What happened with those people? Government is not asking questions. What happened with that structure that he launched? Where is it? The man is released. Now the years he jumped in and they brought him back but they have not sat down to look at what brought about this thing. And then the people of South will just folded their hand and start back. All these zones that had their own members released, their own people released it, they all released, and then this military Allah man released, they lobby, they talk, and then people start down quiet, feeling comfortable with the sit at home and all the zones, and then now the country is languishing in jail. Look, they need to do more. We need to take a holistic look at the problem of this country. If somebody is agitating, what is making him agitate?
Exactly.
So those are the things we need to be looking at. And then sometimes when we're airing our views, matter, please, like what you said, we should not bring out sentiment and begin to bring out issues that will make people feel they are being, I don't know how to put it, to make people feel angry about what we say on different zones. Even though there was a law prescribing IPOP, but at this point in time, we have to look at the human nature of the law. If one of the things that I expected the lawmakers to do was to sit down at the National Assembly as a focus to look at that prescription and see how they can go about it, to lobby the federal government to release this man, and then stand as showcase to go back to their own people and stop all this killing and all this economic sabotage. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Paul, for that contribution there. Now the thing is, Obasanjo was making it look like, I allowed another person call names and what have you, but that is still in court, like I said, and the person is saying, I'm not a terrorist, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, and they're still on it. So until the court has said you have done it and you are being how do you call it, like he said, there's a prescription, you have done it and you have been convicted for it, and this is your jail term. Up until now, it's still I did not do. All of those things are still being dragged in court, and that's why I say you cannot verify. And then for Obasanjo, you cannot make allegations or assertions that are not true, because like Paul said, you would be aggravating some people, and with Alamin too, some of your utterances might provoke some level of rancor here, which is one thing I try to avoid as much as possible on this program. But yes, thank you so much to everyone who has come out, to contribute on the general open banters today. But I mean, it's a step in the right direction. We already have them pleading to the president. From there on, the president can let us know what he thinks, whether or not he'll be releasing it. If he'll be releasing him, then these are the conditions. He has to do this, that. If I'm not releasing him, these are the reasons I will not be able to release him. But whatever it is, I mean, everybody should get a fair hearing whatsoever. And then thank you so much again. The Nigeria Labour Congress is still on. As long as I get you updates, I'll definitely bring it on here on radio and we'll discuss it. Thank you. I'll see you in the next hour. There we're having Civic Matters, and this is the final episode. I hope you'll be a part of it too. Do not go anywhere. It's Martha of the Midday Extra Show. I will be right back.
We play another song. The good tunes just don't stop.